All right, let's hear from some more people. You can get in touch with me through our Discord at davidpakman.com/Discord. Let's go next to Aaron from Los Angeles, California. Aaron, you're on the air.
Hello, David. I just had, I guess, like some questions regarding FCC standards and everything. Like, do you think that media companies, do you think the FCC should bring back the fairness doctrine that they had back in the 80s in order to make, I guess, representation of diverse ideas on all networks more palpable? And secondly, like, just as someone that has a little bit of experience in, like, I guess, community radio, like, I'm very, very skeptical of adding new regulations on, like, anything, and new FCC regulations in particular.
Yeah,
Mostly
I think
because,
the
like,
cat is
what
out of the bag on this. I do not think because the media landscape has changed so much. I've said before, I don't think bringing back the fairness doctrine is really going to achieve what maybe we hope it would achieve. So much now of media consumption is internet based in all ways. Even people in cars now have hotspots. And I do not think that in a way that is subject to FCC jurisdiction, you're really going to be able to accomplish what one imagines you might be able to accomplish with it. So I think we need to be fighting this in other ways. And we've talked before about what those ways are, but I would not waste, I believe it's a waste of energy to focus on an FCC based fairness doctrine to sort of like fix the problems in media right now.
I agree, and I also just think that, like, a lot of the outright regulations that the FCC has just more harms independent creators and, like, independent, like, outlets and university outlets, as opposed to, the major conservative political talk networks that have been getting away through loopholes for decades.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. And I think that this is really going to come from, and I hate to say this because it's like, sometimes it feels like if you just put in some law, you fix everything when the real solution is more complicated. The media problem is heavily based on such a total lack of media literacy in the country, where if we had better education around media literacy, we would not even need to be thinking about a lot of these other solutions that are much more legally based. And it's a long-term solution. I know you can't fix that overnight, but I continue to believe that's where the solution lies.
It's just so puzzling to me how that's just such a major thing, how media literacy is just not prevalent, especially because in American education systems, they prioritize so much about reading and writing
Yes.
at a young age from kindergarten, but it's not translating over. Our English education isn't teaching us these types of skills at all.
And
I mean,
case
I
in
was an
point,
English
there
major
are
in
countries that start teaching reading and writing later than the U.S. Everybody still ends up at the same level, but their media literacy ends up ahead. And I believe part of it is, this is just an opinion based on some things I've read, at ages 4, 5, 6, instead of jumping in prematurely into reading and writing, there's more about thinking. And I think it is something that just should be thought about, is all I'm saying.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, David.
All right, Aaron from Los Angeles, thanks very much. I do appreciate that. Great to hear from you. Let's go next to where do we want to go next? I mean, there's just so many people that want to talk. How about Colin from Iowa? Colin, you're next.
Hello, David. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Wow, this is really an honor, David, sir. I've been such a fan of the show.
The honor is mine.
My main choice for any news that I do.
Beautiful.
Wow, this actually happened. I'm sorry. I'm a little starstruck.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Did you have a question today?
I do have a question.
Okay.
It's a little bit on the lighter side, I'd say. I mean, obviously, I would talk about COVID or whatever, but this is just something that I've heard recently among, like, a lot of liberals or whatever. It's about...
Okay.
Well, I'm from Iowa, obviously, and marijuana is illegal there. So I was, like, thinking... I think I said something along the lines of, like, what if Biden were to, like... President Biden were to, like, decriminalize marijuana? If it's decriminalized in a lot of states, and from what I've heard, a lot of the decriminalized states, because I also live in Illinois. Like, Illinois is my second home, I guess you can say. and like it's legal here, and there really hasn't been a problem there. So, what do you think about like the decriminalization of marijuana nationally? And if Joe Biden were to do that, how do you think that would affect his popularity?
I think his popularity would increase significantly if he were to decriminalize. I think there's a lot of people who would prefer that Joe Biden federally legalize marijuana. I think there are different opinions as to whether he could do that. But aside from that, it's just not going to be the next step. I think the next step, the logical next step in the progression would be decriminalization. I think it would be incredibly popular overall if he did it. There would be people that are mad for sure. But when you're talking about decriminalizing, you're not saying legal recreational pot shops on every corner the way right wingers love to fearmonger about. So they wouldn't be able to do that. They might say it's the first step towards that, but I think it would be popular. I would love for him to do it. And I'm 100% in favor of that.
Yeah, I totally agree, David. And for one thing, for living in Iowa, like I'll reveal a little bit about myself. I live in the Quad Cities, so I'm on the Iowa side of the Quad Cities, and I don't know anybody personally that like smokes, but from what I've heard, a lot of like the people on my campus, they will like drive over just a few miles just to get to like Rock Island to Moline, and then they get the pot and then they bring it back to Davenport. I think that is just kind of ridiculous.
So now I just want to make sure I
like,
understand, because some people may not be familiar with all of those. You're saying they drive over into Illinois to buy the legal pot.
Yes, the Quad Cities, there's an Iowa side and an Illinois side.
Got it.
And
got it.
Since the Illinois side is the legal side, you just drive over and then pick it up.
Right.
Which, yeah, that's just a Quad City secret for you. If you know.
Got it. All right. Well, the secret is now out. Very, very much appreciate the call. And yes, certainly. Sorry. A little quick on the trigger finger there. Very much appreciate the call. I am in favor of decriminalization and legalization. I think I am for both. I am for both. Science has shown us that lowering your body temperature at night helps you sleep. I can't sleep in a hot room. That's why I love our sponsor, Chili Sleep, which makes customizable climate-controlled sleep solutions to sleep better. Their flagship products are the Uller sleep system and the Cube sleep system, which is what I have. Both are hydro-powered, temperature-controlled luxury mattress pads. You can make them as cold as 55 degrees Fahrenheit. If you wanted, you could go as hot as 115 degrees. I like the cooler option. I keep mine at 60 degrees, and it gives me a great cool night of sleep. No feeling hot, no more sweating. I'm falling asleep faster, and it pairs perfectly with Chili Sleep's weighted Chili Blanket, which keeps you cold on top too. And for a limited time, Chili Sleep has a special offer just for my audience. Go to chilisleep.com/Pacman to learn about the exclusive discount. The link is down below.